Hey guys, Joel Rather here with another one of our training series videos, and this week we wanted to take a closer look at mobility. And what we're talking about with this is anybody that's been in the backcountry that knows the challenges, the frustrations at times with deadfall, we call them matchsticks in the backcountry, rocks and those types of things, and what you have to do continually hour after hour, day after day to get up and over and around things. And there's obviously a physical component to that. So we wanted to give you some strategies of some exercises that you can do. These can be done in preparation, part of your daily training, part of your warm-up, or even at times we've done these in camp at night, some stretches, some mobility activities and things like that to keep ourselves loose, to keep ourselves limber, and try and help improve our ability to get up and over and around things consistently, day in and day out, and feel better in the process. So take a look at these, utilize them. Hopefully they're helpful to you guys. Be sure to take a look at all of the rest of our training videos as well. There's a ton of stuff in there. We're going to continue bringing them to you, useful things you can add to your training, supplement into things that maybe you've done, or just be helpful tips for you as you go into your training and preparations for your next hunt. So appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. And as always, thanks for tuning in. As we prepare to show you our mobility series, here's a list of all the exercises that we're going to go through. The whole intent here is to begin with a ground up approach where we're going to start with ankle series and work our way up into the rest of the body. Our first exercise is going to be our ankle series. With this, the athlete is instructed to keep their heel flat on the floor. We're going to drive the knee out forward over the toes. Then they're going to drive the knee in towards the big toe and finish by driving the knee out towards the little toe. With this exercise, we want to try and get as much range of motion as possible, and our goal is to try and create good mobility through the foot, ankle, and lower leg complex as we work to drive the knee as far as possible out over the toes. Our second exercise is a step over. I tell the athlete to imagine a hurdle about knee height outside of their hip, opening and closing the hip, standing tall, and working on getting as much mobility as possible. From here, we move on to a leg swing. The down leg foot should be pointed straight at the wall, and we want to try and swing the other leg as far as possible and comfortably as we possibly can to work on range of motion through the hips. Here's the beginning of our quadruped series. This is what we call a fire hydrant. The knee, the hip, the ankle, and the foot are all maintained at 90 degrees with all of these exercises. The second is a heel kick. Notice the low back stays intact and is flat, and we are driving, trying to utilize the glute. The heel toe rocker is our next exercise, where we're touching with the toe and finishing with the heel tapping on the outside, staying strict with a straight leg throughout this exercise. From here we move into a sideline glute med raise. Notice the toe position here is downward as we elevate to just above hip height. From here we move into an adductor lift where we instruct the athlete to flex their quad and elevate the foot up off the floor as high as possible with a straight leg. This is a straight leg raise. We want the abs to be braced and the low back to maintain staying in contact with the floor as we elevate the leg as high as we possibly can. From here we move to a leg lowering exercise. Legs are straight and elevated as high as we can, keeping the hips flat and the low back still maintaining contact with the ground. This is our 90-90 rocker. Knees and hips are both at 90 degrees. We're going to rotate back and forth as far as we possibly can to try and work on internal and external rotation at the hip, and then finish with a stretch which we call a pigeon stretch. This is a deep squat roller where we're going to utilize the rack to help us into a deep squat and then move the knee in and out as far as possible, working on trying to increase range of motion through the hips while we're in a squatted position. This is our barrier step. This can be done with or without weight, and the height of the barrier can be up to the athlete themselves. We want to work on stepping up and over, maintain our balance, keeping our shoulders level, and working up and over the barrier. From here we move into a crossover step up where the outside leg is going to step up and over as we push. This is going to stress our hip rotators as we go up and over the barrier. This is a hip stability and mobility exercise, as you can see, where the down leg on the bench is challenged with stability as we step up and over with the opposite leg. This is a very difficult exercise, and the height of this barrier again can be up to you, and the use of a chair may be good in this case. From here we move into our glute bridge series. Notice the position of the toes as they are up and we're driving through the heels. We want a straight line from the knees down to the shoulders.
Then we move on to a glute bridge march. The down leg should maintain keeping the hips stable as we pull knees to chest in alternating fashion. This is a straight leg bridge. We want the quads to be even with each other as we extend the leg and hold with the toe back on the extended leg. This is a glute driver where we're pushing again through the heel and driving the hip up off the floor as high as possible, driving our heel towards the ceiling. Last exercise is our hip flexor stretch. We're putting the knee on the ground, pressing our hips forward and reaching up nice and tall. We finish this stretch by doing a lean-in lunge, stretching through the groin and adductors on the front leg as we extend the back leg and push ourselves into a good stretch from here.
Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Hopefully that video was helpful to you. Be sure to give us your comments, give us your feedback, give us your input, ask us questions. We love to interact with you guys. We want to try and give back as much as we possibly can. And in saying that, be sure to check out the description. We're always wanting to share our discounts and things that we can provide to you guys to save some money, give you some insight, give you resources, or do whatever we can to give back to you guys that are out there grinding away and putting it in the backcountry. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.